we're back. Let's start. Hey, welcome back to the For Against podcast here on Nick Hall Comedy. I'm Nick Hall, and as always, joined by
Josh Griffey.
Hey! If you're on Apple Podcasts, leave a rating and review. If you're listening on YouTube, jam those like buttons. If you want to hear, or if you have a thing that you want us to do For or Against, just leave it in the comments. We'll probably do it at some point. Unless it's really stupid, then we won't. We might still anyway.
We've even gotten to some of the...
Yeah, because we're pretty fucking stupid, too. So, whatever. If you want some sweet gear, like this dingers and fighting and smashing and cheese dog shirt, just pop on over to CoachKentMurphy.com/shop. And, yeah. Here we are.
It's pretty good. It's good stuff. Also... Quick plug, my podcast, the film Alchemist. We're doing New Year's resolution movies, so we're doing Thinner, which
Great
is
movie.
just stunning.
Amazing.
Die clean, white man. You got to watch Thinner, so go over to Film Alchemist, do all that same stuff if you're into movies. We're also getting to Requiem for a Dream, which I remember was like the college movie.
It's brutal, though.
Yeah, see, all I really remember is Ellen Burstyn looking hideous and the... ass to ass. Like, that's all I remember, so I'm excited to dive back in. But
yeah, it's going to be fun for you.
We're starting the year off with fun stuff.
How's your New Year's resolutions going? I know we went hard on those last week.
Let me say this. Better than I thought. So the way I'm doing it now is mine is an actual verifiable account, right? Mm-hmm. I have to do all these things every day. And I'm like, all right, let's be honest with yourselves. You're going to fail. You're going to fuck up and miss some things. Mm-hmm. So just have them as a tally so you can, like, catch up on your good days.
Yeah.
The problem is that I am behind 42,000 steps.
Oh, boy.
In like
it's only like day 5 or 6 or whatever.
Well, it turns out that I walk on average about 2,000 steps a day, which is pretty much like from here to my toilet. And, like, that's it. So when summer hits, I'm going to be like Forrest Gumping across. But that's okay, because by the end of the year, I'm going to have all this cleared.
We'll have to do the podcast on a treadmill so you can get your steps in.
I have my exercise bike, but I actually hate it now because, like, I did it for 30 minutes while watching Sabrina. And just, like, my ass hurt. I'm, like, really fat. Like, my knees are hurting. Yeah. My wife got on and just, like, nothing, right? She's like, hey, you want to watch British Bake Off? I was like, yeah, of course.
You watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
I fucking love Sabrina on Netflix is one of the gems. Because it's one of the only shows.
Wait, is it a new one?
Yeah.
Wait.
It came after Riverdale. It was a popular show.
Is Melissa Joan Hart Sabrina still?
No. But yeah, so it's like full on Satanist and witchcraft. Like, it has like actual imagery of this horrible stuff that I'm into.
Yeah. So what they did was they took a fun, lighthearted show, and they got way up their own ass and tried to make it like really serious. And like that's what they like. All these other shows, they're like, oh, we're just artsy. We're gonna take that fun, lighthearted show and be artsy about it.
What the fuck are you
pass?
Talking about?
I pass.
You're the only Sabrina from the 90s defender.
Yeah.
Clarissa does witchcraft. No one wants that.
A lot of people did.
No, it was horrible.
No, I got great ratings.
It was horrible.
And then some fucking guy that just graduated community college and wants to make art house films is like, I'm gonna take Sabrina and be artsy about it. Like, you fucking dork. Stop.
No. So here's the difference. So Archie was like a clean-cut, like, comic your parents would buy at the grocery store.
Sure.
When they did Riverdale, they did that, right? Riverdale starts with Twin Peaks, like, oh, there's a dead teenager.
Yeah.
And other teenagers will solve it. And this kid who's, like, 16 is tied in with biker gangs.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's probably going too hard. It's really good, though. But then by season 4, Jughead lives in the sewers, and they break into spontaneous songs.
Yeah.
Which is actually so horrible, it becomes fascinating.
Yeah.
But Sabrina is a fucking witch. I would say this is the correction we need. If you're doing a show about witchcraft, it shouldn't be a fucking, Mr. Rogers' cat.
Yeah, there's space for that.
What?
There's other ones that can be serious, but like there's got to be like one fun, lighthearted. You can't. Come on.
There are fun, lighthearted shows. Yeah. They're on network TV, which none of us watch and our parents watch.
No.
It's that show where the overweight lady and the guy dies in his house fire.
It was the Scrubs of like doctor shows. How Scrubs is to doctor shows. That's what Sabrina was to witch shows.
That's the problem, is that there are only those witch. Like, I Dream of Jeannie is that witch show.
Yeah, but that was in like the 50s or some bullshit.
I used to watch it on TV Land with my
60s.
mom, and we're like, oh, isn't it funny?
Well, that's your fault
Look
for
at
watching.
the witch fucking marionette this cuck around her house and then replace him.
Yeah.
And we act like that's not dark, horrible magic. I'm tired of the laughs. But there's like a scene when Sabrina is part of like her high school initiation in the dark high school. She's got to go have a wood orgy.
Yeah.
And there's a werewolf. And I'm like, yeah, nothing on TV is as cool as this. I know.
Well, then
I watched
that's
that
just,
and The Witcher.
To me, that's lazy. Then just write a good fucking story about that, and don't try to ride the coattails of the Sabrina name just to get a fucking marketing angle on this.
What are you
That's
talking
not Sabrina.
about?
That's not Sabrina.
No, the thing is, this is the real Sabrina.
Sabrina was a fun witch.
No, Sabrina was not a witch in that show. She did like, oh, my eyeliner makeup. That's not what witchcraft is for.
Yeah.
Witchcraft is like what Conan's for, right? What's best? See your enemies driven before you to have their ladies and their gold and shit.
I disagree. Also, by the reason
You should watch Sabrina. I'll bet you like it.
I bet I won't.
I bet you
I bet
like
$1 million I
It's
won't.
fucking awesome.
Because I already hate it.
Well, if you did it on
And
an
I-
exercise bike like me, you would hate it.
Yeah, but I can't. My mind can't be changed about things.
That I know for sure.
I'm stuck in my ways. I sound like Sam Elliott in that fucking Coors Light commercial.
Yeah.
We're stuck in our ways.
I feel like you're so young to be so stuck in your ways, but you absolutely are.
I'm not. But
You have this great ability. You see something, you're like, yeah, I got it.
I got an angle on that. I hate it.
You want a little more additional information? Nah, I'm good.
Nope.
Sabrina
Yeah.
kicks ass. You guys should watch Sabrina.
Like there's a band that I kind of liked for a while, but My Morning Jacket.
Yeah.
They're all right. Like I
They're all
kind of like them now, but like I went like 5 years without listening to them because I thought they had the dumbest fucking band name of all. I hated that name, and I don't know why. I don't know why I hated it, but I hated it. And I was like, I bet they're a bunch of fucking jack-offs.
Yeah.
And their music, their whiny music and blah blah. But they're like actually like kind of rock and roll, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
glad I started listening to those
I
guys.
only know the song that our friends play
Yeah.
in the bar and headbang to.
Yeah.
Is it morning, like the morning when the sun rises, or like morning, like I'm saying?
Now I think it's sexual innuendo, like My Morning Jacket. Like I wake up in
like he
jacket.
wakes up with a
Yeah.
condom still on.
Yeah.
That's cooler.
Like what was it, Blink, that did the take off your pants and jacket? Yeah.
You know I'm super into
Yeah.
pun game. So like that.
Me too. Speaking of music, but by the way, the reason we're saying Sabrina, that's Bloodhound Gang, right?
Yeah.
I was like, it's hard to rhyme vagina, and he's like, Sabrina, the teenage
That is
witch?
a great pull.
Yeah.
That is a great pull.
Yeah.
It's so ingrained in my 90s brain, I didn't even know I was
Yep,
doing
that's
it.
where it's from. Yeah,
Sabrina.
Sabrina, the teenage witch. It's hard to rhyme vagina. All right, let's get to some for or against here. We had an interesting final week of the NFL season. My Colts got into the goddamn playoffs thanks to Tua Tagovailoa. You know what I mean? Guy sucks.
Poor guy.
Dolphins are gonna have to use that third pick to get a quarterback that doesn't suck. And if you think I'm wrong, I got nothing against Tua. Name me an Alabama quarterback that's ever been good in the league. You can't, because there isn't any.
Oh, I mean, it's like them
Especially
in
from the
Alabama.
Saban regime. Like, they're all awful.
It's like, how are they
But
always
people-
good, but their quarterbacks never pan out?
Because they have, like, at any given time, they have, like, 3 Derrick Henrys on their team.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's
it's
a good
easy to look good.
We're rolling out 20 NFL starters and this guy.
I remember when people were trying to tell me that A.J. McCarron was going to be good, and I was like, no, he's not. He couldn't even, he backed up Andy Dalton, and that was the pinnacle of his career. Said he was Andy Dalton's backup. Anyway,
That's pretty sad.
so what happened was
Red rifle, bro.
the NFC least, or NFC East, as some technical people call it. I call it the least because I like to steal puns. So it came down to the Giants,
Oh, God, yeah.
the Washington football team, the Redskins, and the not the Eagles. They were out. They suck.
Giants.
The Cowboys.
Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, yeah.
Giants,
Giants were
Redskins, Giants,
Yeah.
Redskins, Cowboys had a chance. They all had a chance to make the playoffs, right?
Yes.
So the Giants go and they beat the Cowboys early in the day, and they get to 6 wins. 6 of them.
Impressive.
So then the Redskins and Eagles square off later. also with 4 and 6 wins respectfully. And if the Eagles win, the Giants make the playoffs. If the Redskins win, they're in. Well, the Eagles are giving the Skins a game, and then they go throw Nate Sudfeld in the second half and just fucking lose.
Tank.
Draft position.
Yeah.
Don't blame them.
Yeah.
Giants coach gets on this high horse, and he's like, I can't believe a team didn't have enough respect for the game to not tank. And they cost us a playoff spot. And so for or against a coach that's 6-10, blaming somebody else for their loss, like not getting in the playoffs.
Okay, because I feel like this is two questions. Because one, I'm super for him blaming the other team.
Yeah.
Because sure, why not? Like, at that point, you're just like, and fuck you, and fuck the GM, and fuck the fans. Like, yeah, I'm super for him blaming. Because there's two things, right? I'm for tanking.
Yeah, me too.
Right? Because as long as these leagues allow you to be rewarded for being a fucking failure,
that's on the league.
It's just smart.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, people are mad, oh, Kawhi takes rest and LeBron rest in the NBA. Well, until they do something about it, that's the smart thing to do. Like, the numbers are out. Like, that's the best thing
I
to
agree.
do. I wish they would take that away, and you would get fucking crushed. Like, you would lose 5 years of draft picks if you're tanking like this on the big final Sunday night game of the season. But if they're gonna let you do it, why not? Like, they're fighting to go into the playoffs and just get their fucking brains bashed in the first round, or they could maybe have a pick that'll really help them. So, I mean, I'm for tanking in the current state, but as far there's a lot of this in the NFL, guys just taking moral high grounds on weird shit.
Yeah.
And I think I'm for it because it is the best. Because I feel like all the media shit, right? They never tell you anything. Mm-hmm. But in moments like this, when they snap, you see where their line in the sand is. Yeah. And I find that illuminating.
Yeah. Well, I just I was rooting for the camera to zoom in because I want to see how big this guy's nuts were.
The table's like
the fucking Giants coach. I was like, I mean, they got to be big.
Yeah.
Because this is a guy with 6 wins. Blaming other people that they didn't get in the playoffs. Like, if he's 13-3 and some team had the other guys by the balls and they just gave up, I'll listen to your argument.
Yeah.
But the reason you didn't make the playoffs is because you won 6 games and you lost 10 of them. You could have found one more win in one of those 10 fucking games you lost. Yeah. But, like...
Also, you get 6 games against the other NFC
I'm against
teams.
it. I'm against this guy. I'm actually kind of for it because, like, look at the fucking nuts on this guy. Like,
that's what I mean.
He stood on a podium in front of people and was like, let me tell you why we didn't make... Here's why we didn't make the playoffs. Like, that's... I mean, Trump couldn't put a better spin on it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's what he should do is Trump and just be
we're
like...
the most tremendous 10-loss team there is.
You know, he should show up and...
Everybody tells me we're a tremendous 10-loss team.
Yeah, I'm going to show up with the Giants. My assistant coach is going to reject the fake electors. And then there's just 3 teams.
Oh, my God.
That's what they should do is they should have the Giants and the fucking Redskins form one actual football team.
I mean, Tom Coughlin rolled over in his sleep number bed when he heard that shit. You know what I mean?
Sleep number bed.
He might be
Tom
dead.
Coughlin doesn't have a sleep number.
He might. Well, I bet he does.
I bet Tom Coughlin has like 2x4s with tacks on it. He's like, a little pain's good for the dreams. That guy does not like comfort.
I don't like to sleep. It feels too good.
Instead of like lube by his bed, he just keeps sand for when it's time to get frisky with his wife. Ugh, it hurts so good. Yeah, no. I don't know. What do you want the guy to say, though? Like, this is the thing. Isn't it more entertaining? Because this is the thing. All of it's entertainment, right? So isn't it better for us to hear these guys just be fucking
here's what you say in that spot. Here's what you had a chance to make the play. Had a chance to win the division, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Not an accomplishment in that division. It's just not. But if they're like, how'd you feel about the Eagles laying down? I'd have been like, well, we won 6 games, so we could have done better this year. And that's unfortunate, but to say that's the reason we didn't make the playoffs, not the other 10 games we lost.
Yeah.
But
I'm not always for taking the moral high ground. You're absolutely right.
I'm not either.
You're right.
I'm actually way more against taking the moral high ground more often than not.
Yeah. Because what it shows me is that this guy, at least it meant something to him. Right? Like, not enough to do better at his job.
Yeah.
But, like, for one night, he's like, fuck, I almost skated right? It's like when you don't do anything on the project, you
Yeah.
cram it in the last night, and you're like, I think I crushed that. You get a C, and you're like, what the fuck? I spent 1.5 hours
Passed.
on that. Yeah. Oh, man, that should have been a B easy, right? So, I don't know. I'm for that, I guess.
I remember one time, I was like third or fourth grade or something. We had to do a science project, and we had like a month to do it. And I don't remember what the parameters of the project were, but it was like you had to do like some kind of sciencey thing or something. And I fucking I forgot about it until the night before, and like I didn't tell my parents or anything. You know what I mean? So the night before, like it hit me. So I got one of my mom's like Pyrex like baking dishes, and I just filled it up with dirt from the backyard. I don't know what my experience, but I took that to class, just like a fucking baking pan filled with dirt, and tried to pass it off as a science experiment. And my teacher was like, "What the fuck is this?"
You're like, shit,
So then,
grow.
they like called my parents, and I got in like double trouble for not telling them about my science project, taking my mom's pan and putting dirt in it, and then also getting an F.
She's like, Nick, that was a pampered chef.
Yeah, dude, I got grounded forever.
Oh, I had 2 of those, the most memorable, because one, I never did it, and then I would tell my mom begrudgingly.
Yeah.
And my mom was one of those, like, go-getters. She's like, my kid's not failing. So essentially, my mom would do the project.
Same.
The worst one I ever did was we got Dixie cups and put different liquids and condiments in them with popsicles. And it's like, which one will freeze? So it was like juice, hot sauce, like mayo, whatever was in there. Just making various popsicles. And like I just wrote down
dipping your
like
fingers in all of them.
every hour I was like, not frozen. And we just did that while like my dad watched an IU game. And that was like a 4-hour thing. And my mom's like just berating me the whole time, furious, like, God damn it, John. Well, one time, because I was like on the verge, right?
Yeah.
I told her that night, and so she like hit the minivan and was like cruising town looking for stuff. She came back with one of those big fucking trifold like cardboard things, right? We had printed out all these pictures of piranhas at like Kinko's or whatever. And she, out of clay, with her own hands, it was one of the most impressive things I ever saw, fucking crafted a piranha and then painted it, right? So she handmade a piranha, ripped the netting out of the back of her minivan so it looked like a fisherman's net had caught this fish, right? And she did all of this as I slept. And the next morning I woke up and I was like, it's all right. And I've never thought I was like that close to getting fucking hit in the face, because my mom usually did the like, Tom, come down here, and he'd whip me, right? Like he'd beat my ass. But not mom, but like when I just said, like she could have fucking murdered me.
I got my mom caught one time cheating on stuff for me. I was like, I don't know, like third or fourth grade again, because I was just a shithead kid. But we had to do a report, and everybody got a state, and I got the state of Washington. And so like I wrote most of the report, right? And I had written a part in my report that the Redskins played there, and they were one of my favorite teams. They weren't, but I just want, I was trying to relate to the fucking state, Well, we had to read them in front of the class, like that was part of the thing. So next day, I'm like reading mine, and my mom's like, "Okay, I'll clean up the grammar for you." Blah blah blah. So like the next day, I'm reading mine, and I get to that part, and she had changed it to the Seahawks. Because when I was like that age, I thought the Washington Redskins played in the state of Washington.
Yeah.
My mom was like, no, that's not true. They're on that. So my mom changed it to the Seattle Seahawks. So I was like, the Seattle Seahawks are one of my favorite teams. And like did that. And then I was like, no, they're not. I was like, I fucking hate the Seahawks. Like I had this thing and like whatever.
Out loud in class.
Yeah, I was like thinking, I was like, I don't like the Seahawks. Like I was like, I don't think that was supposed to be in there. Yeah. And the teacher's like, blah, blah, blah. And then like, you can see him put it together like, this little motherfucker didn't write this. Because I got so disappointed. I was like, dude, I hate the fucking Seahawks.
Yeah, right. I mean, I like Bosworth, but good Lord.
It was like Jason Sehorn playing back.
Oh, dude. Well, when I was young, we had to actually still type our papers on a typewriter.
Yeah.
And my mom was a secretary, so she was like a fucking ex machina on that. And like I was so slow. It's such a weird machine that you had to like and white out and shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
So like she would get so annoyed with me being like, "Mom, I need help whiting out this thing." She'd be like, "I'll do it." And like she would just hammer it out. Yeah. So I'd like half dictate, and she's like, "What's it about?" I'm like, "Emancipation Proclamation." She's like, "What's that?" I was like, you let some people go, like it was good for the America. And she's like, Do you even read the like? So she's just yelling. But having your parents do your homework.
All right, so a 6-10 coach blaming other people for not making the playoffs. 4.
4.
You know what I think? I'm for it too.
And he should have added his own players in. I said he should have blamed more people.
Good for that. That's actually the Kent Murphy way. Like, yeah. I mean, it really is. Like, if Kent was on a team of 6, it was like, well, you know, we would have made it if some other people would have stopped sucking. You know what I mean?
Then he throws in, "You're lucky they're holding us back. Like, if we'd gotten in, we were ready to
they
whip
just
some
let me
ass.
bat every time. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we won 6 all year, but we were ready to reel off 5 more right now and win a bowl."
I'm for it.
All right, so I got one. I mentioned it last week. I felt bad that I didn't do Brody Duff last week.
All right.
Listener Brody Duff.
Brody, what up?
So I'm getting to Brody this week. Brody asked, for or against dudes getting wax jobs?
Ooh.
I'm assuming not on your car, but on your nethers.
Your gooch.
Yeah.
Your chode.
All up in your area. What you got?
You know, if you asked me that a couple months ago, I'd be way against it.
Really?
Yeah, man. And then I got all that Manscaped shit, and I started, like, shaving my bowels.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm starting to like it a little bit. I'm starting to like it.
Yeah.
Now, the next logical step is waxing. Like, that's the progression.
It's a lot of pain.
But I don't think I'm going to do it.
No.
Well, I don't. I'm against it. I'm against putting.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Don't do it. You were this close to changing your mind for the first time in 10 years.
Putting a wax strip in your crack and just ripping that motherfucker out. That sounds awful.
Okay.
And for what, man? Like, I want a girl to know that I'm a little man. You know what I mean? I look got a little man and I got some hair.
I don't think
and
that's...
you got to deal with that
what?
girl. You got to deal with that girl because you're dating a man.
That's what this
You're not
is
dating
for.
a little boy, girl. You're dating a man.
That's what
you know
this
what I mean?
is for. That's what all this is for. Because my theory is, waxing aside, right? Waxing is pretty intimidating and scary, I think.
Yeah, it's
like
awful.
any of us who have seen it, it looks pretty horrifying.
Seems terrible.
Now, let's do this, though. If he's talking about in general, should men be spending the time to clean up their bodies?
Well, let's not read more into his question.
Okay,
it's about waxing.
Okay, well, if waxing was the only thing, right? If Manscaped...
I can be against waxing and still wash my butt.
You can't fully wash your butt if it's covered in a fucking tangle of pubes.
Bull, man.
It's impossible.
No, I'll get some... I put...
This is exactly what...
shampoo and deodorant up in that hair.
So here's... You watch The League, right?
No, not deodorant.
You remember when deodorant in your butthole? Good Lord.
I've done it before.
But no, remember when Rafi's shitting in that bucket? And
yeah.
He's like, oh my God, it's like someone smeared peanut butter in a shag carpet. And you're like, yeah, you can't... That's disgusting. Those hair is designed to keep things in, right?
Yeah.
Like that's why we have cilia in our nose is to catch things. That's what your butt hair is for some reason, I'm guessing. Why?
Stuff. You don't want stuff going up your butt, like germs.
Unless you do.
I mean, well, I'm not talking about fingers.
Well, the hairs aren't going to stop the fingers.
I'm talking about germs and shit.
I don't think they catch. Well, maybe they do catch.
You don't want
germs.
colon germs flying up.
But
your butt.
if the hairs are to catch the germs from going in your butt, why are they stopping everything coming out of your butt and holding on to it like they're a hoarder?
Well, just in case, I guess.
Well,
I'm against guys getting waxed.
You're not. You're not. You want to say it because again, you think, oh, it's manly to have hair. No, it's manly to say, hey, baby, I love you so much that I am fucking seal smooth, right? No armpit. I went through a phase where I was doing the armpit hair shaving.
What?
That I only stopped doing because it's so much better. The deodorant works better. Armpit hair is gross. It gets ripped out when I was playing hoops and shit. So I started shaving, and the constant getting made fun of by everyone I knew, followed by the razor burn itch the day after. It made me stop. Well, you have to do it all the time or else it's rough, right?
Yeah.
Same with the butt trench and all those areas, right? Like it's got to be a pretty involved thing. But it's just like you don't just like buy a house and have a yard and you're like, we'll let nature take its course. It can look as hideous as it wants. No, do yourself up.
What if you put it on your ball? What if you go to wax your balls and it rips your ball skin off?
I mean, that could happen from anything.
But why take that chance?
For love.
It's
for amour.
If she doesn't love you with some ball hair,
that's wrong.
A little fuzz.
That's wrong.
That's on her.
That's wrong.
That's not the one.
That's wrong.
That's not the one.
So you're telling me?
Well, yeah, because then she's not a freak. She's not nasty. Then I want a nasty.
No, the nastiness comes with how fucking luge smooth I am.
Disagree, man.
I look like the team from Cool Runnings.
Nope.
Right up.
I'm trying to go to the ATM. You know what I mean?
So
I'm trying to go to the ATM.
No, because your argument is, so I've had a runny nose for 3 weeks, and I just let the boogers congeal in my mustache. If she don't like me at my booger,
I
she
still
don't like
clean
me.
it.
What?
I just don't wax my mustache.
You think you clean it? You're not cleaning it.
I for sure clean it.
If you just wiping your
I put
butt
shampoo
with
and
do you even
conditioner
have
on
a bidet? Do you even have a
No.
bidet? Not clean.
I don't want to squirt water up
Forever
my butt.
unclean. You should.
You don't know what germs are floating around in that water.
I know they
that
come
you're
out.
squirting directly up your butt.
It's like Independence Day. Psst.
Nah, that's fucking no.
Yeah, no.
That's like rich people from the.
I don't
80s.
even know if I want you sitting on my chair anymore.
Only like the only people that have bidets. The only people that have bidets are rich people in the 80s and assholes.
Smart people.
No,
smart people.
Nobody has those anymore.
Everyone should have them.
No, that's why they're like $14.99 on Amazon now.
They're not $14.99. Mine was $40.
Oh my God!
And I got like the cheapest one.
Yeah.
My neighbor has one that has like a fucking powder puff, like.
So it dries you off?
Yeah, it shoots a little powder.
Good.
And it
so
has
you
like
get
a
water
hot
up your
fan.
butt, and then you have paste in your butt because the powder and the fucking water.
Yeah.
You just have a slight paste up your butt crack all
it's
day.
the LeBron James version.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than having...
I wish it was a hologram of LeBron.
Yeah. It's better than having fecal-covered hairs down there.
I'd wash your butt then.
This is what I'm telling you. You can't wash it enough. You
I
can't
disagree.
wash it enough with just tissue paper.
I disagree.
You can't. And then you're walking around all day. Other things
Yeah,
happen.
but I'll
You're
get
not
like
by a shower.
yeah, but I have the
also.
wet ones. You know what I'm saying?
The wet wipes?
Yeah, bro.
Those are horrible for pipes. What are you doing for society?
What?
Yeah, they're really bad for
Oh,
pipes.
I throw them in the trash.
What?
Yeah, I flush them.
Oh, I was like,
No,
you
the
lying
wet- no,
sack
the-
of shit. I'm like, so now you just
No,
have a
they
bag.
have. No, they have. They're called wet ones. They're made for toilets.
That was the closest
I don't
I've
use,
ever
like,
been
baby
to being
wipes.
like, we need to stop the show and have a talk. I was like, do you really just have like, good Lord. Even the flushable ones are bad for the infrastructure of societies. Good Lord.
we went on. This is a true story. We went on spring break one year in college, and we went to South Padre Island, and we stayed at at the dingiest fucking like Motel 6 you've ever fucking seen. It was like $30 a night, split 4 ways, and we go check in, and this room's a piece of shit. And as soon as we get our bags in, this old lady with like 3 teeth. She was working the front desk, comes running up like frantically, and she's like, "By the way," she's like, "don't be flushing no goddamn toilet paper down them toilets." She's like, she goes, "Damn things will break." And I was like, "What do we do with toilet paper?" She's like, "Throw it in the trash can."
Oh, God.
So for a week, for blacked out college kids for 6 days, we were just throwing poop in the trash can. It was the grossest place on the face of the earth, man. It was the gross. To this day, like, I'll wake up sometimes and just be like, it's like, no, because I'll remember.
You'll have a flashback.
I'll remember the smell of that room.
Oh my God.
It was awful. It was awful.
Oh,
And then I went.
what the fuck? You can't flush toilet paper?
Yeah, my buddy AJ. He hated it so much. He met these girls on the beach, and he was like, "I'm going back to their fucking their hotel room or whatever." He's like, "Come meet me." I was like, "I'll see you in an hour," and I went like an hour later, and I found their hotel room. It's like a different building. But I walked in, and he was just taking a bath in their bathtub in their hotel room. And I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "It's the only place to get clean." He was just like,
That's what I'm saying. That all makes...
yeah.
You live your life every day like you're still stuck in that fucking hideous hotel room.
No, I don't.
Cleanliness.
No, I was the grossest. But I clean, man. I wash my butt. I'm against wax. You don't need to wax. You can shave, you can trim it up a little bit.
Now, I can't say
I'm
that
not trying to look like an 8-year-old boy.
I can't... What? That's what I have all the muscles for.
Shit.
Well, I will after I catch up on my 40,000 steps. By summer.
Next New Year's.
Yeah, by summer I'm going to look like a Zac Efron, right? But no, yeah, dude, body hair is not manly. I remember this is one of my most haunting memories of all time.
Disagree.
Because we were making gingerbread houses in 4th grade, right? And we all had like a class, like someone's bunch of moms came in and helped us, right? And I had this lady, Mrs. Giancola, right?
Yeah.
A fine, nice Italian mom.
Sounds
right?
nice.
And she was here to help us. Great lady. But she's like, let's get to work, rolled up her sleeves. And I fucking kid you not, it was like Teen Wolf. She had the thickest, most matted forearm hair I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And I just walked away. And my teacher's like, Josh, what's wrong? And you're like, I don't want that gingerbread house. I'm out. Because I was like, her little hair is going to be all in the frosting. And she wasn't manly. She was a nice, great mom and a great lady who just had more arm hair than your dad.
Yeah.
Like than a fucking sailor.
I got some arm hair, man. Like I'm familiar with it.
See, that's the thing. I don't have a ton of hair, so I'm not drawn to it.
I'm a bit of a hairy man.
I keep mine up here, right, where you trim and take care of this. That's your presentation hair. This is your man peacocking hair. And then down here, be clear, man.
My chest hair
from
naturally,
the knees to the neck should be essentially bald.
No way, dude.
Unless you have like that
shave your chest?
Well, no, like I don't have that much chest.
My chest naturally has.
You have a little.
Grows in the shape of the fucking Batman symbol.
Now that's cool.
It's bad. Like it's natural.
Yeah. No, mine's kind of like a raccoon. I got like the little circle around the nips, and then like maybe a little trail, a little. Oh, you like it?
Oh, I'm a hairy man.
Yeah, you should handle that.
Because I'm a man.
You should handle that.
No, it's because I got so much testosterone.
Nair's a good one. I used to have to nair my best friend's back. That
no
was
way,
a hideous.
Dude. Nair sucks.
I mean, yeah, but you should take care.
I do. I clean up, man.
I bet if you ask the average woman,
I keep my beard trimmed.
Yeah.
I put conditioner in all my hair, everywhere on my body.
Wow. Even your
indeed.
butt hair.
And yes, indeed.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're trying. You're just you should be working smarter, not harder.
Well, I'm just letting people know I'm a man. So I'm against waxing. You are.
I hope that
you're for it.
I just hope that the massive hog would tell them that. But
I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
Get rid of that hair.
Okay, so I thought of this one today, actually.
Okay.
Because I got a buddy. He's just like this super athlete, and I hate him.
Me?
No, yeah. But no, he's he's like in Australia or something right now, but it's for work.
That's where exercise people go.
But he was like swimming. He was like, his goal was to swim like 4 miles a day, like in the ocean. So my for against is not anything about exercise. For against swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, no. I'm anti being in the ocean. Like if I'm in past my navel, I'm out. I
don't even put my feet in.
Yeah, see,
I'm golden against it.
I love the ocean. I love being at the ocean. Well,
I like going to the beach.
That's a lie, because I hate carrying things in sand and then sand's everywhere. But like I like that when you first get there, right? Before you had kids, you had to bring all this shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I love going there, and you'd walk out, and you're like sitting there, and you're like, wow, look at the waves and the power and the serenity, right? Because I'd go like before I'd go to a bar, right?
Yeah.
You go out to Venice, you do a little walk where there aren't a bunch of like fucking people. You'd walk out and you'd be like, wow, this is really fucking cool. Get your feet wet, right? So the waves kind of gently touch your feet.
Yeah.
That's it. And I was like, I'm good. Got my fill. I love the ocean, but anything being in the ocean, I'm like, that's
it's not our home.
It's not for us, man.
It's not our home. Okay, here's my rule.
Sure.
I don't swim in any water if I can't see the bottom. So I don't swim in lakes.
Smart.
I don't swim in oceans.
Yeah.
When I was like 5 years old, I got stung by a jellyfish. I got stung in both legs and my back. And it was the worst. It was the worst day. But you know what? Wasn't the jellyfish's fault. I broke into his home. You know what I'm saying? He was defending his territory. I was in the wrong. And so I vowed from that day I'll never get in the ocean. And I didn't until I was like 23 years old. It was the next time I got in the ocean.
What? No shit?
Yeah, I swear to God. And it was when I lived in Hawaii, and these guys convinced me to teach me how to surf. And so I was like, cool, I'll go and learn how to surf. I think
I'll come look like a seal.
Well, they have pretty clear water out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there was a clear water beach.
You can see what's coming to murder you.
So I like paddled, but we paddled way the fuck out, and we're like waiting on waves. And like maybe 15 feet away from me, a big ass fucking whale popped up, like a humpback whale,
like a full
like
fucking
a humpback
mess.
whale.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope. I was like, DEFCON 5. I started swimming real fast. Like, I was like, get out of here. He's going to kill us. And like, it's just a whale. And they all were like, cool. And I was like, nah, fuck that. Like,
just the largest
thing. Have you seen the
ever
size of that?
Yeah.
So that's like my two experiences in the ocean. And I was like, I don't want to do it. Like, something in the ocean is like, Nick, don't get it. Because like every time I do,
No.
one of the ocean animals is like, bro, here we are. I'm not trying to do it.
No.
Not trying to do it.
Also, everything in the ocean is designed to kill us. It's all fucking huge.
Yep.
But like even people like I'm obsessed with the ocean, right? Like I watch all the Blue Planet, all that kind. Like I love underwater.
It's interesting as fuck. Yeah.
My favorite animal's octopus. So, but like right now, I'm reading a book about the soul of octopus. I think it's called, right? And this lady's just talking about octopus. I'm like, this is right in my wheelhouse. Reading about it, not
right.
But she's like, I wanted to experience the octopus in its zone, so I tried scuba, and she fucking essentially just trying to scuba in like a 14-foot deep pool.
Yeah.
Like her fucking eardrum ruptured and did permanent damage.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, what? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I'm trying to think of any other place where I'm like, yeah, I'll just go hang out where something might eat me.
Yeah.
Like, is there any other comparable, like, setup to that?
No.
Now, this thing, I like the beach.
Yeah.
Not the ocean.
I love going to the beach. But, like, it's also like that thing, too, where, like, people are like, you know, you'll watch Shark Week and they're like, we have to learn more about these creatures. It's like, why? Why? Like, some guy, like, here I am. If I'm the first guy that saw sharks, like, I peek my head in the water, and the shark is just, like, devouring this fucking piece of meat. I'd be like, oh, look, he's huge and really powerful. All right, moving on. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I got the deets.
Yeah, I got it. That's all I need to know about this. Cause,
you would walk to the beach and just
but no, like, some asshole's like, I'm going to jump in and see if I can learn more, like, about this gentle beast. Like, it's not a gentle beast. Like, he's hungry.
Yeah.
And he doesn't give a fuck about your
He's
feelings.
an eating machine.
Yeah.
Maybe if I get down and rub his underneath third dorsal fin.
And their sharks don't sleep. They're cranky as fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Motherfucker hadn't slept in...
Well, it's like the weird thing. You don't hear people just be like, I want to go to the deepest, darkest part of the rainforest.
Yeah.
And just like hang out for a leisurely afternoon. It's like, no, you don't. 'Cause you don't want... Everyone can imagine getting like mosquito bites or jaguar attacks or fucking anacondas wrapping you up.
That's why I don't want to go on a safari.
For some reason in the ocean, we're just like, that's good.
That's fine.
It's fine. Like you always hear that stat that we've explored more of the moon than the ocean. And I'm like, that seems not true and stupid.
Yeah.
But also like, hey, if it's even close,
probably
what
smart.
the fuck is down there?
No sharks on the moon.
Yeah, that's true. I'd rather be on the moon. Maybe.
I don't want to go on a safari either.
No, I don't want to be around these. This is the
well,
thing.
They're like, no, it's fine. Like, no, it's not. You're driving around in a Jeep with no doors.
Yeah.
Like, through herds of, like, packs of lions and shit.
Oh, I saw one where this lady got her
That's a
face
horrible
crushed
idea.
by a giraffe.
Yeah.
Because the giraffe was just mad they ran out of shit and it went whack.
Yeah.
Everything is designed to fucking murder you. I love all of the nature shows and I love learning about them.
I love nature.
It's like, it's fucking...
I love animals, too.
Yeah, I'm all for animals. But this,
I don't feel the need to pet them, though.
The ocean's like, hey, we don't need you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they'd rather watch us on TV as well. Like, they don't want us in there. Like, you think a whale just wants some fucking, like, entitled 19-year-old rich white kid who's like, hey, can I catch a ride on your fin? And he's like, well, yeah, fuck me. I've only got 100 miles to go today. It's fine. Drag me down.
Come on, boy.
Whatever for the gram, you little asshole.
Bitches love the gram.
Whales do not love the gram. Yeah, no, I saw one. This girl was getting a picture on a pier and a fucking sea lion jumped out and dragged her ass into the ocean.
That's what she gets.
What the fuck?
Yeah, stay away from the ocean.
Is there any, because this is
I'm
my
scared
actual
of it.
nightmare scenario, right? Like if there was truly a hell where I could go, I'm convinced it's a cruise ship. Because it has all the things I hate most, right?
I
It's
have
like
no desire to ever do
an airport, an amusement park, having to talk to people that would willingly be on a cruise.
A room the size of a closet.
Yeah, that constantly is shaking me about.
That sounds no fun at all.
Yeah.
And some shitty country, some shitty country band in the only bar. You know what I mean?
Just a Jimmy Buffett
I'm
cover
getting
band.
drunk on a boat. And
they're like, you can zip line on one now. And I was like, are you fucking... Well, like, I watched Poseidon Adventure for the film Alchemist, right? And I was like, what a weird thing we just decide. Because that whole movie's about, we're going to go on a cruise to take this ship, whatever. They're out in the middle of nowhere. And they're like, there's a subterranean earthquake. Next thing you know, a wave bigger than that ship just fucking annihilates that ship.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
Like, even the water itself is just trying to kill us, let alone what's in the water.
Like, it's got a pool and a bar. I'm like, cool. There's a pool in my apartment complex, a bar that I can walk to, and I don't have to worry about getting Titanic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, like, let's say they're like, hey, this cool new bar opened up in Camp Crystal Lake. You'd be like, yeah, I can miss that.
Yeah.
Like, there's drinks other. I'm not gonna go where like I'm just guaranteed gonna get murdered.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be fingering someone on like the shuffleboard deck, and all of a sudden it's like, ah, just like a massive wave.
That'd be kind of a kick-ass way to go out, though.
I mean, yeah, that would be
some
the
old
cleanest.
biddy on the shuffleboard deck. You're like,
Just Harold and modding some lady on the shuffleboard.
come here.
Yeah. Oh, shh, and I just slide her down on her snail
I
trail.
guess this is it, babe.
Oh, I got another old biddy, right? Me and the Golden Girls just having it out as the wave comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it baffled me. This is a thought I had. I'm like, shouldn't cruise ships have to take 2 ships per voyage? Like, how many times do we have to read this story? A cruise ship breaks down and everyone's just living in shit and starving.
Yeah.
And it's like, why don't they just have another boat there, and you can just like walk across a plank to the next boat and keep being on your shittiest vacation ever?
Yeah.
Like, they only take 1 ship. Like, yeah, I'm just way the
I
fuck
don't
out
know.
here where no one can help me. Are you what? I don't know. I think the 2 cruise ship thing, though, I think we should make that a law.
My buddy went
I
on.
know Biden's got some stuff on his plate, but that'd be my first 100 days.
My buddy went on one last year or the year before, but it was like a he's big into like those fucking DJs and shit, like the EDM and stuff like that.
Oh, that kind of
But
stuff.
they had like one of those cruises with like, and it was all these, so he was
God.
he was all stoked about it, but he had a new girlfriend at the time, and so he took her, and the first thing that she did was she put on a bunch of makeup with like glitter and shit all in it. And so he was like in that closet of a room, and like within an hour, the entire thing was just covered in glitter. And he was like, dude, I almost fucking killed. Like, he's like, I just, like, hour 1, I wanted to fucking just get off the boat because of the glitter in my room.
Well, also,
And I was
it's like you're at an EDM festival.
Well,
You're
he
gonna
likes
have
that
glitter
shit.
everywhere.
It's not my jam, but yeah, whatever.
I mean, it was inevitable he was going to be.
Yeah, it was going to get glitter bombed
Yeah.
one way or the other.
Well, here's my theory about why I shouldn't go in the ocean, right? I watched for seasons Steve Irwin fucking wrestle gators and snakes and everything. Motherfucker jumped in the ocean once and got
Got
killed
by
by
a
like the
stingray.
wussiest fucking animal
Yeah.
in the ocean. I was like, yeah, that's
He got.
good. I think a whole generation of us that love the croc hunter are like, wait, Steve Irwin got in
Crocodile.
the ocean? You're like, yeah,
Crikey.
I'm out. I watched a show where he went to the island where they just had Komodo dragons.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just fucking with them. They'd come at him. He's
Yeah.
climbing up a tree. It like slashed his boot.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, they're beautiful.
I'm just going to jam my thumb up his butthole.
He's like doing like what I would do to the old biddies on the shuffleboard.
Yeah, exactly.
And he always survived.
Yeah.
Jumps
Because he
in the
respected
ocean.
the animals.
Well, I mean, that's fine.
Kind of.
The ocean has no respect for us.
Yeah.
Also, that's where they keep the aliens. So
It really is.
watch out.
Yeah.
Beware.
Read about octopuses. Read a book. I'm against the ocean. You're against swimming in the ocean.
I'm against swimming in the ocean. Yeah. It
Not
should
against the
exist.
ocean.
Yeah.
I'm against
I'm
swimming
glad
in
it's
the
here.
ocean.
All right. Final one. El Jefe Blanco, the white boss, is back.
Jefe.
All right. El Jefe Blanco asks, this is a great one. For or against talking to Uber drivers?
Oh man. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of it. I do that thing. Well, here's the thing. I pretty much only take Ubers when I'm drunk.
Yeah, almost exclusively.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So by that point, I'm already a talker anyway, but you know me. When I get the juice in me,
Man of the people.
I'm here to please. You know what I mean? So I get in that Uber. How's your night? And if he's just like one word answers me, good. Okay. And I'll start digging for something else. I'm like, yep. And I'll just go, man. And I know it's annoying to some.
Yeah.
But I'm still for it.
Yeah.
For it.
There's nothing worse than being the sober person trying to like
Yeah.
talk to the drunks. But this is the thing. I'm also the most. I have to admit I'm for it, even though I'm kind of sad because I'm always like hey, who's the fattest in the group? Oh, Griffey. So I always end up sitting in the front seat next to the driver.
Yeah.
And I have this. It's built into my system somewhere, right? Because my dad was like a you do every job yourself kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely not. And I think I've never gotten over the shame
At
of it,
all.
right? Yeah, like I'm not
At
like,
all.
oh yeah, I'll just replace my own toilet. Like what the fuck?
Why?
Yeah, they have like toilet scientists that do that. Like I'm not doing that shit. And they have but you know, so like I think I have this shame of it, right? But like you're so weak, you can't even drive yourself around, Josh. And it's like anyone, if there's a guy who comes to like check on the water softener,
Yeah.
if there's a guy who's coming to do electrical work, like I am on him. How you doing? I ask him questions. You need a drink? Do you want? I hate the idea of someone like being a servant to
Yeah,
me.
same. I don't like that either.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not Miss Daisy. You don't have to like.
So like, you go out of your way to like make them feel comfortable. Like, dude,
Yeah.
we're
Oh, and on Uber,
Yeah.
I always do the 5-star maximum tip. Like,
Same.
I'm always uncomfortable
Yeah,
with the
same.
thought that someone's going to be like, look at this fucking guy
Yeah.
who thinks that he's better than me, right? Because I, like, went to a wedding.
You think
with a
you're
group-
better than me?
Think you're better than me? But no, I went to a wedding, and this guy, he had, like, 6 of us. And I got in and was chatting him up, and I'm doing my tight 5, right? Like, I'm all my material, right? I'm, like, getting him to laugh.
Yeah.
And I looked back at one point, and I shot, like, the death stare at everyone else in my party, including my wife, like, come on, talk to the man. He's a human. Talk to him. He's not a monkey in the zoo. Talk to this man.
Speak.
Yeah, and I just, like, looked at him like, you guys aren't going to, like, compliment him?
Yeah.
And when we got out, I was like, oh, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Everyone else just got out and ran for the open bar, and I was like, you fucking monsters. Monsters.
Yeah. I always have a good night, man. Be safe.
Be safe.
Yep.
You always say the be safe. Like, it's like maritime law, right?
All
like,
day.
happy journeys.
Dude.
So I can imagine if I was an Uber driver, there's nothing I would hate less.
Well, I'm a big please and thank you person anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it was like I used to get smacked in the fucking head
Yeah,
all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it's just always been ingrained in me. But I had an amazing Uber ride the other night. I got to tell you about this. New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Actually. So I was just chilling at home New Year's Eve. Really wasn't doing much. And my buddy John, he has like a bar in his house that he built. It's pretty dope. He like keeps it stocked and shit. And he's like, hey, there's like 2 people over here. You want to come over? And I was like, fuck it. I'm not doing anything.
All right.
So I've been drinking a little bit. So I got an Uber down to his house because I knew I was going to get fucking
Hammered. Yep.
ding donged. And so we're on the way there. This dude just playing classic rock bangers. And I'm not a big classic rock guy, but he was playing the like Sharp Dressed Man, the the
kind of shit that somehow becomes amazing when you're
But
drunk.
I was just like buzzed up enough where I was like just feeling it, dude. I was like into it. I was like, let's go.
Black Betty.
And so, but he was like kind of humming it, you know, like singing it. And so I started like kind of humming it and singing it too. I was like, that's cool. Like, that's a rule now. We can sing a little bit if we want to. Well, the next song comes on and it's fucking Bohemian Rhapsody.
Did you guys do it?
And I looked at him and I go, hey man, I heard you singing that last song. I go, do you want to do it? And he goes, yep. So we fucking belted that shit out the entire way to my buddy John's house. Like, I'm just a poor boy, nobody. And we just fucking, me and this stranger.
Yeah.
And I'm in the back seat because I always ride in the back seat of Ubers. I don't ride in the front seat.
I'm always a front seat guy.
I hate the front seat.
I've never been in an Uber by myself though.
Yep.
Because they're always like, oh, who can pile in the back?
Yeah.
And they're like, you're too wide and like you got to sit up front. So I'm always in the front seat.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So like that was the most pro like talking to Ubers right there. Because that's like now you're singing with Uber drivers.
Now see, I've heard that go south though.
Well, when I got out,
no,
it was this thing. Like we had this moment. It was a big moment.
Yeah.
And then we pull up to the house like almost right after the song got over, maybe like 30 seconds into the next song. And I just opened the door. I was like, hey man, have a good night. And he goes, yep, you too. We didn't. Then I'll never see him.
He didn't be like, do you shave? No.
I'll never see him again. The moment is gone.
Now, see, that's okay. I had a friend.
It was hard.
We were at a bar. Do you remember the Brickyard
little
in
sad.
North Hollywood?
Yeah.
So we're at the Brickyard, and my buddy shows up, and he's here, and he's kind of being weird, right? I could tell, and like he keeps checking his phone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the fuck's going on with this dude? Next thing you know, this guy shows up. He's like, hey, what's up, dog? And I was like, okay. And he comes right at us. He's like, what y'all drinking? Grabbed the beer out of my bucket. And I was like, who in the fuck is this chode?
Who in the blue hell?
Yeah, this is the thing. So him and my buddy, he was the Uber driver for my buddy. So he'd given my buddy a ride to the Brickyard. And I guess they hit it off. He like overly chatted him, right?
Yeah.
And the guy thought they were friends. And he's like, yeah, man, have a great night. And he's like, you know what? I don't have anything going on.
I'm hanging.
And the guy was like, oh, cool. I'm going to this bar. And he's like, awesome, dude. Like, what's your number? And the guy's like, ooh, man. And he's like, and so my buddy's like, I had a choice. Like, do I admit that I'm a huge fraud that actually cares nothing about this guy and his well-being? Or do I give him my number and pray?
That's a sticky situation.
Yeah, it was like a cable guy scenario.
It is.
And so he did. He gave him his number, and he's like, yeah, man. Like, maybe I'll see you. And he's like, you'll see me. And sure enough, he came in.
Listen, pal, I got no friends and nothing to do. I'll be there.
The guy picked up another fare, drove them, went and stopped his car, and then came back to the bar. walked in and took my beer and just integrated into the group. Was so happy to be there that later, when everyone knew, like, hey, it's time to do party favors, Griffey's the guy. He was like, what's up? We doing this? And I was like, no, 1 star. You're out. You're fucking kicked out of the group.
1 star.
Yeah, I was like, you're fucking out.
No tip.
But that is the nightmare. Because this is the thing. I always talk to them and I try to be really nice.
Yeah.
But that moment is the
But it ends there.
nightmare
Yeah,
scenario. Yeah. We're trying to make this great. Like you said, you had a magical moment because it was contained in it.
Well, that's the thing. You're forced to be together for this 10-minute period. You might as well make it pleasant.
Absolutely.
You don't have to carry it. You don't have to go to the bar together after that. Bro, thanks for the beer, man.
Well, I'm like, wait, are you staying and you're driving me home after this for free? Maybe.
This guy does this 4 times a week.
Oh,
He does this 4 times a week.
Well, he's probably writing a book. It's like some kind of social experiment. Like, I'll show up and see how far I can put.
See how many beers I can take out of people's buckets.
Well, you know how it is here, too, because in Indiana, like, I live a little bit outside of the circle, right? I'm a little bit out in the country. So all of our friends always want to go to, like, the cool kids area down in, like, the middle of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So for me, that's like a fucking 50-minute Uber ride.
That's a hike.
So, like, I'm really talking to this guy a bunch. And I'm always like, this is too much. Like, it's too much. Because then I'm like, my mom, she's having a rough run. And I'm like, fuck, I've gone too far.
That's the worst.
You've got, like, once you hit, like, a personal, you're like, I've gone too far. But then you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But you got to chat them up.
I'm for it.
Yeah, they're not the help. You got to chat them up.
Yeah, I'm for it.
I'm for it.
Yeah, I'm for being personal. But I'll chat anybody up. I don't really give a fuck. I'll chat, I'll chat your mom up. All right, let's recap
My mom
here.
only likes guys that take care of their body hair.
6 and 10 coaches complaining that other teams caused them not to make the playoffs.
4.
4. What was your first one?
Dudes getting wax jobs.
Against.
4.
Nope. Swimming in the ocean, golden against.
Against.
And then talking to Uber drivers.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm pretty much for anything except being prey.
I'll tell you what, if you end up waxing yourself and then you swim in the ocean, you're double fucked.
No, I'd be fast as shit.
You'll be double fucked.
And I'll be ripped because of my New Year's resolutions.
Hey, guys. CoachKentMurphy.com/shop for all your Coach Kent Murphy needs. We'll see you next week. Bye.